Imagine a world where a mysterious voice guides you through uncharted territories, whispering, "Turn right and continue for 5 meters straight ahead, and you will arrive at your destination." This magical innovation materialized long before the internet was even a flicker of an idea, predating the existence of road signs or even the very concept of roads themselves. In a time when people navigated by instincts, a crucial question lingers. Did the egg come first, or the chicken? Let's embark on a journey to unravel the intriguing tale of an ancient navigation system that predates roads, signs, and perhaps even our very sense of direction. Ancient peoples were keen observers of the natural world. Over time, they noticed patterns in the movements of celestial bodies, such as the daily rotation of the stars around the celestial poles and the annual path of the sun across the sky, which predicted in what mood they will be the following day. By observing these patterns and tracking the positions of certain stars relative to the horizon, ancient navigators developed methods for determining direction and latitude, the distance north or south of the equator. Ancient navigators developed tools and techniques to aid them in celestial navigation. Instruments such as the astrolabe, quadrant, and cross-staff were used to measure the angles between celestial bodies and the horizon, allowing navigators to determine their latitude and approximate their position. These tools were refined over time and adapted to different cultural and geographical contexts. Some of the earliest known maps come from ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, and Egypt, dating back to around 2500 BCE. While the invention of maps was not that difficult, how about the compass, a navigational tool that uses a magnetic needle to align with the Earth's magnetic field, indicating the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west? That sounds like a modern-day invention, but its roots date to ancient times. The earliest documented use of a compass-like device comes from China during the Han Dynasty, around the 2nd century BCE. The Chinese compass, known as the south-pointing spoon, consisted of a magnetic lodestone, shaped like a spoon, floating in a bowl of water. The spoon would align itself with the Earth's magnetic field, indicating the south direction. It was made popular in Europe around the 12th century, starting the Age of Discovery, the expansion of trade, and sometimes for colonization and slavery. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century facilitated the mass production of maps, leading to increased accuracy and availability. During the Renaissance and Age of Exploration, cartographers like Gerardus Mercator and Abraham Ortelius produced highly detailed and accurate maps, meaning the peasants could also travel and spread the fact that the Earth is flat. In 1492, Colombo made his first voyage. During that expedition, he reached the islands of the Caribbean, landing on what is now known as the Bahamas. Making the Earth even more flat and longer to explore, Columbus' motivational speeches motivated the Dutch navigator Willem Janszoon in 1606 to explore more, which led to the first sighting of Australia by a European. Later, in 1770, Captain James Cook claimed the eastern coast of Australia for Britain. During his first voyage after that, the British government believed that Australia would be an ideal place to send their convicts, because it was so far away from Britain, making Australia a prison continent. The first confirmed sighting of Antarctica is often attributed to the Russian expedition led by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev in 1820. The explorers discovered the continent's icy coastline during their journey. The Arctic region was known to indigenous peoples called the Sworn Brothers of the Night's Watch.
And we will find Benjamin Stark, alive or dead. I will command them myself.
The Northwest Passage was later explored by Roald Amundsen, known as John Snow, who successfully traversed it in the early 20th century.
I'll only ask you once, Lord Snow. Are you a brother of the Night's Watch, or a bastard boy who wants to play at war?
With that, the flatness of the Earth has come to an end, and every major continent has been acknowledged, leaving people to explore their genders around the world. The launch of the Soviet satellite Sputnik in 1957 spurred the United States to invest heavily in satellite technology, including the development of navigation systems. One of the primary controversies surrounding GPS is its initial development and deployment by the United States Department of Defense, DoD, for military purposes. Some critics argue that having a system controlled by a single military entity raises concerns about sovereignty, security, and potential exploitation for military purposes. Initially, the U.S. military maintained strict control over civilian access to the full accuracy of GPS signals. This limited civilian users to less accurate positioning data, known as selective availability, SA. Many users, including commercial entities and governments, argued that this deliberate degradation of GPS accuracy was unnecessary and hindered the development of civilian applications. Another controversy has been the uneven distribution of GPS coverage and support around the world, particularly in regions with limited infrastructure or geopolitical challenges. Some countries and organizations have raised concerns about dependence on a system largely controlled by the United States and have explored alternatives or sought to develop their own satellite navigation systems. Galileo is a global navigation satellite system developed by the European Union, EU, and the European Space Agency, ESA. Galileo has a wide range of applications, including transportation, agriculture, telecommunications, emergency services, and scientific research. The first Galileo satellites were launched in 2011, and the system became partially operational in 2016. As of 2022, the Galileo constellation continues to expand, with plans for additional satellite launches and system upgrades in the coming years. GLONASS, Global Navigation Satellite System, is Russia's satellite navigation system developed by the Russian Aerospace Defense Forces. GLONASS provides global coverage and is interoperable with GPS and other GNSS systems. Beidou Navigation Satellite System, BDS, also known as COMPASS, is China's satellite navigation system. Beidou offers regional and global navigation services and is part of China's broader efforts to enhance its space capabilities. Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS, also known as NAVIC, Navigation with Indian Constellation, is India's regional satellite navigation system. NAVIC provides accurate positioning and timing services over the Indian subcontinent and surrounding areas. These regional and global satellite navigation systems provide viable alternatives to GPS, enhancing overall resilience and redundancy. This means that reliance solely on the USA's satellites is no longer imperative. However, the emergence of these alternative systems have given rise to an annual contest for data control, fueling speculation among conspiracy theorists. They suggest that our personal data is systematically harvested. With the advent of OpenAI, it has become public knowledge that algorithms tracking people's online activities serve as crucial inputs for the development and functioning of the AI system. You see, my friend, there's a dark subsurface to our seemingly innocent smartphones that goes beyond our mundane conversations. What if I told you that every word uttered into your phone isn't just disappearing into the digital abyss? No, it's being meticulously recorded, analyzed, and weaponized against us. These phones, our supposed trusted companions, are nothing more than Trojan horses infiltrating our lives. The powers that be, lurking in the shadows, have devised a sinister plot to eavesdrop on our every word, using the information to manipulate the narrative. They've weaponized our personal conversations to control us, to puppeteer the strings of our thoughts. They listen in, not just for targeted advertising, but to understand our deepest fears, desires, and secrets. It's a grand orchestration, my friend, a symphony of surveillance that dictates the flow of society. Our phones have become the ultimate spies, feeding the insatiable appetite of an unseen force that revels in our vulnerability. As this orchestrated influence continues to evolve over the years, its true power can be seen. In the digital dystopia of China, the puppeteers in charge use the data they gather to engineer a society that conforms to their vision. Social credit scores become the modern-day whip, punishing dissent and rewarding conformity. Their every online interaction, their personal beliefs, and even their friendships are meticulously scrutinized. This isn't just surveillance, it's a form of mind control. The government dictates what is acceptable, curating a distorted reality that aligns with its ideology. Those who deviate from the sanctioned narrative face consequences, from job loss to social isolation. And in early 2000, there were rumors of people being put in camps to work for no money, giving rise to the cheapness of Chinese products. It's a world where the government plays puppet master, pulling the strings of its citizens' lives based on the information gleaned from their digital footprints. In the face of such digital control, our strength lies not in hiding, but in shining a light on these issues. By openly discussing and raising awareness about pervasive surveillance, we empower ourselves to reclaim our individuality and rights. In embracing open conversations, we affirm that we are more than mere data points, transcending the role of mindless subjects. Every voice that joins the dialogue becomes a beacon challenging the system's attempts to diminish our autonomy. It's through collective awareness and open communication that we break the shackles of digital oppression. By acknowledging the reality of surveillance, we take the first step towards reclaiming our privacy and shaping a future where technology respects individual freedoms. In fostering a culture of openness, we not only resist the encroachment of data-driven control, but also inspire a movement toward a society that values transparency, accountability, and the inherent worth of every individual. The power is within us to transform the narrative and build a future where technology serves humanity rather than manipulates it. Overall, while satellites offer numerous benefits for humanity, including advancements in science, communications, and navigation, their potential for surveillance and information control raises legitimate concerns about privacy, freedom of expression, and human rights. Governments, international organizations, and civil society need to establish clear regulations, safeguards, and oversight mechanisms to ensure that satellite technology is used responsibly and ethically for the betterment of society.